1, 2, 1, 2. All right. April is here. The fight game is heating up. This is 3 minutes. This is all boxing. This is the monumental 20th episode of One Round with George. Ever since I was a kid and saw Sugar Ray Leonard fight, I've loved boxing. I was at HBO for 15 years as a feature producer, won a few sports Emmys. Not bad. I got to travel the world and tell the great stories of these fighters.
Maybe something of a rooting interest in Alexander among the entire HBO Sports crew here, because Alexander's manager is former HBO Sports producer George Jacobin.
I've managed a fighter. I've worked a fighter's corner, being as close to the action as you can get. My life is revolved around boxing. Saturday, April 2nd, middleweight champ Savannah Marshall set up a blockbuster fight this summer with pound-for-pound queen Claressa Shields. Marshall knocked out challenger Femke Hermans in the third round with one shot, setting up a very much anticipated fight. Marshall is the only person to beat Shields in a boxing ring. She did it 10 years ago in the amateurs. A lot has changed since then. Let's see what happens when they match up this summer. After a lot of talk, a lot of back and forth, finally George Kambosos and Haney signed to fight in their big lightweight unification fight. They're going to be fighting in Kambosos' home country of Australia. I can't wait. Things got hot at the press conference this week.
He's a good kid. Just know that we chose you.
I mean, I'm not a kid, so he can stop calling me a kid. I'm a man, and I will show him that in the ring. He can say that he chose me, but that's not the truth. He was forced into this fight. He did not want to fight me.
I give a lot of credit to both guys. I give a ton of credit to Haney, who did whatever he had to do to make the fight happen.
I pretty much just agreed to everything that they wanted. We didn't get nothing our way. Whatever we could do to make the fight happen, so be it.
We are less than 2 weeks away from the welterweight unification fight between Errol Spence and Ordenis Ugas. They recently had open media workouts. For Spence, it's going to be his first fight in 16 months. Already, we've got some trash talk. This coming from Ugas' trainer.
He was not the same guy he fought with Champ Porter to the same guy fought with Danny Garcia. Really? Something missing.
If you remember, Angel Garcia was saying the same thing before his son Danny took on Errol in December of 2020. Spence won a wide unanimous decision. Let's see what happens April 16th, a Showtime pay-per-view. Last week, lightweight champ Gervonta Tank Davis was in the news with some social media posts that hinted he may be ending his relationship with Mayweather Promotions. This week, Floyd Mayweather responded.
Nothing lasts forever. I will always love Tank, love him, look at him like a son. He has to do what's best for him. I feel like I've done a great job thus far. I mean, just building him and putting him in good fights, great fights. He's steady growing, he's steady learning, and I'm proud of him.
I always hear that boxing is dead, boxing is dying. Guess what? Boxing's not dying. Recently, there was a Harris poll. A Harris poll is one of the longest running surveys in the United States. Boxing placed 4th behind basketball, football, and baseball, but ahead of MMA, hockey, tennis, and golf. No matter how badly the sport tries to hurt itself, it's still thriving and people are still watching. Seeing as this is a bit of a slow week in the ring, about that slap. Will Smith is 6'2", about 215. Chris Rock is 5'10", 160. Rock barely moved from that smack in the face. And let's be real here. If that was Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Tank Davis, or even Nonito Donaire that made that joke, that slap would have never happened. April 6th marks 35 years since one of the most controversial decisions in boxing history. Marvelous Marvin Hagler defended his middleweight crown against the comebacking Sugar Ray Leonard. This was Leonard's second fight in 5 years. It was Hagler's 13th defense of his middleweight crown. Sugar Ray Leonard won a split decision. This fight is still talked about today. It's still debated today. It was the fight of the year for 1987, and it was the upset of the decade for the 80s.
How do you like it? How do you like it?
Boom, boom. That's the bell. One Round with George is done. That exhilarating one round with me is over. Now you can go to my YouTube page. You can like the content, you can subscribe to the page, and there is more coming soon.